My name is Artem, and this is a story I've carried inside me for years. A story about love that never dies, even when we do everything to lose it. I met Sophia at 20. At that time, it seemed to me that the world was endless. The roads were open, dreams were big, and my heart was light as a balloon. She was exactly what I saw as the ideal person. Sunny, lively, with a ridiculous laugh that could revive even a stone. We fell in love quickly. Too quickly to realize that such feelings should be cherished and not taken for granted. Our life was like a movie. Night walks, coffee on the riverbank, plans, dreams, travels, stupid quarrels, loud reconciliations. Everything seemed right until the day I received a job offer abroad. I was afraid of losing the chance. She was afraid of losing me. We promised each other that we would endure everything. But distance is not just kilometers. It is a test of the heart. For the first few months we talked every night, then every other day, then once a week. And finally we talked like it was a duty. I was busy with work, she was busy with her studies. And instead of fighting for us, we let our love quietly fade away. One evening I wrote to her, "I guess it will be easier this way." She replied, "Probably." And that's all that ended. Or so I thought it was over. 3 years passed. I became successful, made money, bought an apartment, a car. But there was a noticeable empty spot in my life, as if someone had torn out a part of me, but the scar remained. I returned to Ukraine, to my hometown. And one evening, during a lazy trip to the supermarket, I saw her. Sophia stood by the fruit stand, looking at the peaches. A little older, a little tired, but still the same unforgettable. My heart reacted first, before I had time to think. She raised her head. She saw me, and smiled. As if years had passed, but a moment. We sat down in a coffee shop across from the supermarket. We talked for a long time. About work, about life, about what had happened to us. At some point she said, "I thought I had forgotten you. But you know, there are people you can't get out of your heart, even sometimes." I gasped for air, my heart stopping for a moment. "And you're one of those people for me," I replied. She didn't say anything. She just took my hand. And in that second I understood everything, but we didn't fall out of love. We just got lost. We started seeing each other again, without rushing, without expectations. And gradually I learned how much she had been through over those years. How she treated her grandmother. How she worked 2 jobs. How she tried to put her life back together without me. "Why didn't you write to me?" I asked once. Sophia smiled softly. "Because if a person wants to come back, they come back on their own." And I realized she was right. One evening I invited her to where we used to sit as students on the old roof of our dormitory. We used to love to watch the sunrise there. We sat next to each other, covered with a blanket, drinking tea from a thermos, laughing, reminiscing. And then I said quietly, "Sophie, I don't want to lose you a second time." She looked at me, without fear, without doubt. "Then don't lose me." She leaned down and kissed me. Easy, the old-fashioned way. And in that moment, all my years abroad, all my successes, all my achievements vanished. Because I had found something more important. What I lost. What I was waiting for. What remained in me forever. We are often asked, is it worth going back to the past? I answer, not always. But if there is a person in your past with whom your heart beats differently, come back. Because true love does not end. It simply waits for its time.